Third underneath to Hyde. Crosses midfield. Laura?
Third complete to Hyde. Takes it across to midfield.
And it's not just the all been overwhelming. Started to finally slow down on Friday. He said chemistry is such a big component in being a quarterback. It's been hard. Chris, I'll get back in a second.
Pass is incomplete. Go ahead, Laura.
He said it's been hard this week. There's only last names in the locker room. He said, I've been having great conversations with guys, and I'll finish with, what's your name again? So it's not just the offense. It's learning the team, his teammates, the coaches, where the towels are, where the shorts are. He said that that's been a hard thing of just learning how to adjust to all of it this week.
Yeah, but thank you. And the other factor is if Beathard gets beat up enough, Garoppolo's the only other quarterback active. He may have to go out there.
And you know that's going to be a very, very condensed offense that he'll be dealing with, because he hears some of the play calls to C.J. Beathard and he'll look and go, what was that? And they'll tell him, listen, that's not for you yet.
Third down and 3. Beathard's pass is incomplete. Well, I got the impression, that until Joe Staley comes back and there is some more help on the offensive line, healthy, that's when Garoppolo ideally, after the Giant game, after the bye week, let's give it our best shot. But as Kyle Shanahan said, we're not trying to do this to go 2-14. We're in for the long haul, and they're going for it on 4th down and 3 from the 49-yard line of Arizona. Beathard has put the ball up 42 times today. Incomplete in the hands of Carlos Hyde, but he couldn't hang on to it. Dansby was with him. Some of those drops we talked about, that was a tough catch, but you can't fault Beathard for that.
And I think that this is one of the things that Kyle Shanahan is going to have to strike a balance with. We talked about it in the first half. 36 attempts in Washington, 38 versus Dallas, 36 versus Philadelphia. Today he's into the 40s. Yes, I know your offensive line is beat up, and maybe the short passing game is more productive than a running game, but you've also got some challenges at the wide receiver spot. So Kyle Shanahan, to be functional, to give his team the best opportunity, is going to have to try to find a way to strike a balance and lean on Carlos Hyde, lean on Matt Breida a little bit more in that run game.
And the Cardinals leaning on some veterans today. Dansby, one of those, should have been caught. Hyde does have 9 catches today. Here's another one of those veterans. I did want to mention the ball comes out, and the 49ers have it. At least that's the indication. They were digging in there after the football. San Francisco with a takeaway. The knee, it was close. Ball's clearly out, but was the knee down before the ball came out.
And Tony McDaniel's got him wrapped up from behind, but it sure looked like Jermaine Gresham. There might have been some contact from his teammate.
And Mike Pereira, watching with us, said the ball came out before the knee went down.
Watch 84. I can't tell if it's Tony McDaniel from behind or Jermaine Gresham, in the middle of all that, making contact as well.
Ruled a fumble and recovery. San Francisco. Drew Stanton didn't want to leave the field. Eventually he's trotting off as the 49er offense comes back on the field. Earl Mitchell, give him credit for that fumble recovery. And Peterson, a big day with a disappointing result there. Here comes a flag.
Flag on the field.
False start. Offense. Number 77. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Just a little lean.
Remember, you pointed out early, Trent Brown moving from the right side over to Joe Staley's spot with him out. Gary Gilliam, who's headed for injured reserve on that offensive line. Magnuson, the rookie, starting. A penalty that makes it more difficult for Beathard, who's going to run and slide. And here come flags. shoving and pushing because Buffet went to Beathard after he slid. And Hyde got knocked down. There's another flag. Out of control. Who's on the vest trying to keep everybody in place? Brave down there. Frosty Rucker pointing and shouting.
Well, you got number one, you're going to have a hit on a defenseless player on that slide with C.J. Beathard. It's a late slide, but you still cannot go to the head-neck area with contact. You can contact in the chest if it's a late slide and you've committed, but you can never be in the head-neck area, and that'll be the first call. And then the melee that went out, we could have a couple ejections. Robert Kimdichie and Carlos Hyde could be two players that could be ejected from this game.
There's 4 flags, and the officials are conferring.
Well, let's watch at the end of this. It all starts with the late slide and the hit on the defenseless player.
Well, they didn't lead with the helmet,
but it doesn't matter. You can't go to the head neck area even on the late slide. If he's down head and neck area and it's a late slide and you've committed, it's not going to be a flag. Alex.
So Lincoln Tomlinson kind of was one of the first players in there to shove after Bethea went to the ground with Beathard. And then shoving, Frosty Rucker shoves Carlos Hyde to the ground. Hyde bounces back up, and that's when the second flag came there.
Well, I thought that was number 90. I thought that was Kimdichie. It was Frosty Rucker, so he would be the Arizona player.
Yeah, there's a couple of things going on in this. There's the Rucker Hyde part of this. So the penalty on Bethea.
41. There are 4 fouls on the play. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 41. That penalty will be enforced. After the play,
Arizona 43.
Arizona, number 43, personal foul. He's been disqualified for fighting.
Arizona 92.
San Francisco, personal foul. Number 28 has been disqualified for fighting. And Arizona 92 has been disqualified for fighting. Those fouls offset. Only the first foul is enforced. First down.
All right, 3 players ejected. Frosty Rucker, Carlos Hyde, and the rookie Hassan Reddick. And the penalty will be marked off, moving the 49ers.
So again, late slide. Antoine Bethea is committed, but he goes to the head-neck area. So that's your first foul. Now the melee starts. And what I like that Craig Rolstad did and his crew did is people need to pay the price. You know, you can't have the offsetting penalties where they stay. And I know this because there were punches thrown, and that's an automatic ejection anyways. But I like the fact that you hold the players accountable.
Spotted at the 31 after they march off the penalty as Hyde marches off the field along with Reddick and Rucker.
Timer, please reset the game clock to 3:26.
Matt Breida comes in at running back for Hyde, who had a career best day receiving with 9 catches and 84 yards. And we'll update who's in for Rucker and Reddick on that Cardinal defense. 49ers with 2 timeouts, just under 3.5 to go and down 10. Beathard incomplete. Mike Pereira was watching and listening with Daryl and myself. Mike, your observation on the incident?
Moose, I love your analysis here because it was an unusual enforcement, because usually in the NFL, live ball fouls, the hit on Beathard, combined with dead ball fouls to all offset, but they considered the fight as action in between downs, and so they put it in another segment, and that's why they left the hit on Beathard on, which I really like that. I agree with you. Offsetting fouls would not have been right.
And 3 players ejected from the game as Beathard is on the move. Here comes a flag at the 35. Kendrick Bourne, the target.
All right.
Holding. Offense. Number 22. 10-yard penalty. Replay. Second down.
And that's on the rookie Breida, who came in for the ejected high. Craig Ralstad, by the way, our referee, 4th season as a referee in the NFL. He's been an official for 15, and he's worked postseason assignments as a ref in each of the last 2 seasons. And handled a tough situation with his crew to try and keep order. So now backed up at the 41-yard line. Matt Breida on second down. Out of bounds around the 35. A couple of ways the 49ers, I was just saying, Daryl could play this, right? Get in position, try a quick field goal, and then an onside kick if you don't strike in the end zone within the time frame you have.
Yeah, it's a 2-possession game, so you got to grab your points whenever you can. And we'll see what they do right here on this 3rd and long situation. But time to get back and play some football. It's divisional opponents. It's always a little bit more emotion there. Some frustration from both of these teams. The seasons haven't gone the way they've wanted, but let's get back and play some football.
Those 49ers that have been here through the last 5 games, they've lost 5 straight to this Cardinals team. And Beathard has a receiver open board, and I think that push got him the first down. Once he turned and got upfield on Trevon Williams, he moved the chains.
One of the things that you're going to be able to feel comfortable moving forward. Now watch Matt Breida right here on pass protection. Undersized guy going up against Dale Buchanan. Tough guy, stones him right there on the blitz pickup.
It's one of the things Kyle Shanahan complimented Breida about is his pass protection. Quick pass, Breida could catch it too. If he could have maintained his balance, he could have strolled into the end zone. It's going to be 1st and goal.
That's what you get, right? You step up and you make a good block on a pass protection. The next play, you're going to get you out into the flat. And yeah, just a little bit too much momentum going to the sideline. He couldn't make that turn and stay in bounds.
Came in with 56 touches. 2 Cardinals running into each other to allow him to be open, and a missed opportunity to get 6. First and goal. Beathard tipped in the air and intercepted. Dansby with the pick. And a bad break for Beathard. But the veteran Dansby has come up with some big plays here in the 4th quarter.
We had one earlier in the game where, sometimes the play is over. Juszczyk on the fumble, he's fighting for extra yards. The play's over. You end up with a turnover. Maybe right here again, too. Don't know where the ball is going to go to anyway. C.J. Beathard trying to make something happen that's really not there. It goes off the helmet of Trent Brown. But when you look back beyond into the secondary at what he was throwing to, this play was destined for failure right there. Just pull it down, get on the outside, maybe something's there, get some positive yards advancing the ball. The one thing obviously you cannot have in that situation is the turnover.
Yeah, his first interception suffered in this game, and when you think back to the Breida catch where he couldn't stay in bounds, would have changed things dramatically.
First charge timeout. Arizona, this is a 30-second timeout.
Cardinals use the timeout with a 10-point lead, just over 2.5 to go. Fox Sports supports, proud to team up with Snowball Express, their commitment to providing hope and some new happy memories to the children of our fallen heroes while on active duty. since 9/11, and by bringing children together from all over the world, Snowball Express provides an annual life-changing event to make each child feel special as we remember the lives of their brave parents. And we remember them as well, visiting foxsportssupports.com. And you can contribute, be a part of things, and we thank you for that. Tough battle for Kyle Shanahan and this 49er team. On the doorstep of 0-9. And that is Adrian Peterson's 35th carry as a flag comes in.
Visible flag on the field.
Holding. Offense, number 75. The penalty's half the distance to the goal. Still first down.
So that'll back him up a little bit, but the takeaway by the Cardinal defense, and for Carlos Dansby, 20th interception of his career, but his first since 2015. The 49ers declined the penalty, so it doesn't back him up. They'd rather have the down. Peterson at 35 carries, equaling his career high at age 32. Over 130 yards rushing.
He's amazing. I remember the season he came back from the ACL.
Right.
I mean, so much further ahead than anybody expected. I mean, sometimes he does things that just seem superhuman.
So he'll set a career high.
There he goes.
That's his 36th carry, and he's running like it's the opener.
Peterson on the carry.
And a timeout used by the 49ers.
Adrian Gilbert.
Second charge timeout. San Francisco.
Well,
30 seconds.
Arizona talked about how big this game was for him, and I think they found something right here with this running game to complement Drew Stanton in the passing game, the explosiveness outside with John Brown, Jerron Brown, Larry Fitzgerald, obviously, J.J. Nelson. And if Jermaine Gresham, number 84 right there, can find a little bit of a role here, maybe they can right this ship, even with the big challenges without David Johnson and Carson Palmer.
To go to 4-4, holding on here. And, what a move by the Cardinals to a conditional 6th-round draft pick to grab him from New Orleans, because the running backs that Bruce Arians was dealing with when David Johnson went out and all his 20 touchdowns and all that he did running and receiving, they knew they had to do something. And they got a guy, as Peterson told us, this is a better fit for me. Now I'm thinking, do you arrest him a little bit?
Right on that hit, exactly. And there was another one earlier in the quarter where he kind of checked his leg a little bit and then jogged off to the sideline. I agree, Chris. I mean, we talked about getting to 4-4. All right, well, let's make sure we have him for the last 8. There's a lot of divisional work to do here. Let's not lose him, in a game that's 20-10 with 2:08 left.
So he trots out. 49ers use their last timeout. We will have the 2-minute warning timeout. Larry Fitzgerald with his 5 catches. Peterson with his 159 yards. And Drew Stanton stepping in. And winning again, or on his way to another win here at Levi Stadium as the opposing quarterback. Kerwin Williams will stay in bounds. And that'll take us to the 2-minute mark. A 20-10 lead. One of the veterans on this Cardinal team getting closer to victory.
12 o'clock rock, we're gonna rock around the clock tonight. Put your glad rags on, join me home. We'll have some fun when the clock strikes 1. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
The Reuben is back for a limited time at Subway. So much Reuben.
This day have set upon a mighty endeavor. In this hour of great sacrifice,
duty first,
we shall prevail.
How many casualties? We executed the mission. How many? We had orders! You're a long way from Texas, farm boy.
rated M for mature.
Play Matt Packs 30 days early.
PlayStation.
Our members shop a little differently, so we reward every purchase.
Let's see what Kate said. For you, for all of us. That's for me.
Navy Federal Credit Union, open to the armed forces, the DoD, veterans, and their families.
You know when you've got takeout on your chest and the blanket around your feet, and then you realize the remote is on the other side of the couch? Just say, hey Google, play Stranger Things. A little help at home, like only Google can.
Introducing Budweiser's limited edition 1933 Repeal Reserve. A rich amber lager based on a recipe halted by Prohibition that we share with you this holiday season.
This is what happens when game...
We're divas. We're extra.
...recognizes game.
DeHoyer to Brock Osweiler, Tom Savage, Mac Osweiler, and Savage, and Sean Watson.
What?
All right, now we got something.
First things first. Weekday mornings on FS1.
Get away to the beautiful.
Well, they're not getting their AARP card for discounts yet, but the 30-something crowd, the oldest team in the NFL, Peterson, Fitzgerald, and Dansby, coming up big when they needed it.
I'm going to go with the happy guy that was in the front of that shot there, Bruce Arians. 41 runs, 29 passes today.
That's different for him.
That's very different. This team throws the ball more than any other team in the NFL, and today they ran the ball more than they threw it, and it paid huge dividends for them.
Well, they're throwing now. And incomplete for Troy Nicholas. It was third down. I guess they just wanted to...
Well, it should have worked. You know, they should have the ball. Troy Nicholas got to make that catch. You get that first down, and now it's over. I love that play call.
Just was not executed. Don't blame Stanton for that one. And Drew Stanton, 15 out of 30 exactly. He said, you know, the stats, the numbers, I used to be caught up in that. And it's now just about when I get the opportunity, functioning properly to help the team win. And he's done that today with Carson Palmer looking on. Still hope for the 49ers. This will bounce, and Bolden will grab it and go out of bounds. But no timeouts, and just over a minute 45 to play. And a 10-point deficit. So that field goal that they did not attempt before the half could have come in play here. And then, of course, the turnover down on the red zone moments ago. There's the 48 throws.
48 throws.
And even though he was sacked 4 times, I mean, he just got hit at least a dozen.
Dropping back 48 times behind a line that is struggling to find its way is dangerous right now.
But he keeps battling, and that's dropped. Matt Breida, who came in for the ejected Carlos Hyde. If you tune in a little late, Hassan Reddick and Frosty Rucker also ejected as these two teams got into it. All the close games that this 49er team lost earlier, they had 5 of them that Kyle Shanahan, you go back in your mind, within 3 points. 5 games, 3 points.
On the game clock. Thank you.
Or fewer. Could have produced at least a win or 2. 6-year contract signed as the head coach of the 49ers with general manager John Lynch coming in. Kyle Shanahan knows he's in for the long haul. May have a quarterback or 2 to build around. Deep for Bourne, who can't run under it.
Just missed on a couple of deep throws. Had Marquise Goodwin early in the game. Just missed him on a big play that when the game was still young. And then right there, an opportunity down 10 for a huge splash play. Just a little bit beyond.
Those Bruce Arian rushing attempts you were talking about. Second most ever for an Arians team with Arizona. 43, the most ever. That was back in 2013 against Seattle. Beathard tripped up from behind, or he might have had room to run. Chandler Jones, who has a string of 3 straight games with a sack.
Beathard on the scramble, taken down by number 55.
Came in with 8 sacks, making the play on Beathard. On 4th down, Beathard underneath Robinson to the 20, but short of the first down. And that'll close it out. Cardinals will take over.
Arizona takes over on downs.
There were some things written about an aging team kind of limping toward the finish line locally after that beatdown by the Rams overseas, but Larry Fitzgerald talked about urgency and intensity. Carlos Dansby addressed some of the defensive players. Bruce Arians gave the Cardinals 6 straight days off. Patrick Peterson said some guys focused on football. I played golf almost every day to get my mind off football, then focused when we got back to the practice field, and it was a good week of practice.
It was. You know, you go in pads twice. They've got a short week. They're playing Thursday night, so take advantage of that 1 week during the course of the season where you can have 2 padded practices, and it's up-tempo, it's crisp. You know, I think this is an organization that would benefit from more practice in pads, especially the way they play defensively. I think it's something that we have to look at as the league moves forward about allowing these guys to choose the way they prepare.
Cardinals will win their 6th straight head-to-head meeting with the 49ers, and Arizona will improve to 4-4. They get the Seahawks next. Now, Seattle is trailing the Redskins at home by 3. Rams already won today in the NFC West. The 49ers will await Garoppolo's debut, and they'll host the Giants next Sunday before the bye week. C.J. Beathard toughing it out. Just under 300 yards passing for him. Cardinals with a 20-10 win here in Santa Clara. Darryl Johnston, Chris Myers, and crew with more from Levi's Stadium in just a moment.
Alexa, play my road trip playlist.